Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Channel I don't actually have a name of yet, but here we have my partner's E36 we're going to be doing a review on today. See, when you look at this car, you don't think it's actually changed that much, but it is actually an SE car from factory, so there's been quite a lot done to it, to be honest. We'll start from the front of it. Pretty obviously you can see the M Sport front bumper, which I think makes a massive difference to all these cars. I do like the SEs, but the M Sports do look really nice as well, with the M3 lip along the bottom as well. I really like it. And for the wheels, obviously these wheels weren't factory standard on E36s, so these were off a 5 Series originally, which again I think suits the car really well. They wouldn't be my go-to choice, but they suit this car perfectly, I think. But another bit, whilst we're at the wheels, we notice these side trims, which a lot of people don't often change. They're actually off an M Sport as well. The SE one is slightly different, but they're usually a forgotten part to change, to be honest. Right, we come around to the back. You see this HM roof spoiler, I think it's called. I'm not really glued up on them, but it's probably my favourite part about this particular vehicle, to be honest. I absolutely love how that looks. Yeah, it's hard finding one for the boot spoiler, so we have got this little, I don't even know what you're going to call it, eBay lip for now, but I'm surprised it's stuck on there so well, to be honest with you. Another feature I really like is the smoke back lights. I know they're not for everyone, but on black cars I think they're a must, especially when it just smokes the top bit. They're quite rare lights, to be honest, you don't really see them that often. I'm not sure if she has much more plans for the exterior of it. I think she's looking for an M Sport rear bumper. As you can see, we've got the diffuser below. As it's a genuine diffuser, it doesn't actually fit an SE bumper that well, so we're on the hunt for one of them and a better boot spoiler. So I think that's more or less it for the outside, to be honest. And it is a 323, so it is actually quite a nice model. It's not that, it's pretty quick, to be honest. It's a very aggressive engine, but it's a lot quicker than people would think, to be honest. Coming around to the inside, excuse the mess. It's fairly standard on the inside, to be honest. You've got the leather interior, which isn't actually standard, but she has put M Sport front seats in the front, which makes a massive difference, especially when you, well, the looks and the way you drive it as well. But the rest of it's fairly standard apart from the radio as well. Recently fitted a black roof lining, because obviously this being an SE car would have had light grey from factory. I didn't think it'd make that much difference, but it's night and day, to be honest, since she's fitted it, to be honest. Yeah, so like I said, this is a 323, so this would come from factory as a 2.5 litre straight six. And these engines are very reliable. Obviously they do have their issues, but I think they're really good engines personally. They're not like the gutless 320s or even the 318s and things like that. They're really responsive engine. Not a massive amount of power by today's standards, but enough to have enough fun with, I think, personally. And you don't get the whole seam tax as you do with the 328s and stuff like that. But I think that's it on the exterior. Should we have a look, see what it drives like? Yeah, so we're going to take it for a drive now, see what it drives like and what the power delivery is like and all that sort of things. I completely forgot to mention it is actually lowered on coilovers, which you probably could have told, well, you can probably tell anyway, to be honest. But I think coilovers make a massive difference to these cars, whether they're cheap or expensive ones, which makes it such a nice car to drive afterwards. I mean, they're nice standard, but I think obviously being 25, 30 years old, they're very boaty and you don't really get the enjoyment from it. So yeah, we'll get onto the main road and actually see what it's like to drive. But it doesn't seem too firm, even though we're on like very low profile tyres and lowered suspension. It's not that bad at all. All depends what you're sort of interested in, really, and what sort of cars you're used to. I mean, I'm used to mine anyway, which is pretty similar setup. So, but yeah, it's a weird model of 323s. There's not a lot of them about. It sort of took over the 325, but yeah, the 325s didn't have Vanos, which this does. Which some people like, some people don't. Very smooth though, considering it is lower. Yeah, very responsive, like I mentioned previously. They are probably one of my favourite models, to be honest with you, because you can still pick them up fairly fairly decent price. It's quite a lot of car for the money as well, to be honest. And this particular car is obviously an auto, as you would have noticed before, a 5-speed auto, which I think suits it. I think the auto 36s are really nice. I mean, they're terrible on fuel, but what a 90s car is going to be good on fuel anyway. I wouldn't really get like a 318 or 316, or even a 320 auto. I think it'd have to be a 323 and above, really. It'd just suit the driver then. It's still quick cars for the day. Quickly do a U-turn here, go back to where we was before, the parking lot. Yeah, so this has been a daily driver for nearly 2 years now, I think. And it has been relatively reliable, to be honest with you. Obviously there's a couple of things that still needs to be sorted, but nothing major. One of them being a power steering lead, but as you can imagine, it's sometimes a nightmare to find issues like that. But other than that, the engine's been more or less spot on. And apart from them moaning about fuel as well, it's been pretty good. But yeah, this particular car has 160,000 miles on, so I think the bodywork is held up really well. Cause I've seen a lot of lower mileage ones in a lot worse condition, especially when it comes to rust on the arches, which this car's pretty immaculate, to be honest with you. Yeah, so obviously we're back on that little test drive. It wasn't long, only a mile or so, just to get the feel for it. But yeah, so you'd have to let me know what you think of the 36s. I really like them personally. They're one of my favourite cars from the 90s. There's obviously different models you can get. This is a saloon, as you can see. The saloons are quite popular. They're probably up there with what I think are one of the best models. I like all of them, ultimately, really. So you'll have to let us know what you think of it and what you change, if anything at all, and what you drive. But thanks for watching. Hopefully see you in the next one.